for some insight, we can speak to Pierre-Antoine Donnet, the editor-in-chief of the quarterly Asia magazine. Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Hello, that's with pleasure.
Can you just start off perhaps by describing what's at stake in this election? What are you keeping an eye on?
Well, the LDP has already lost majority in October not in the Senate, but the other. So if he also lose the majority in the upper house, then he will probably have to resign. So if he resigns, there will be another government.
And why has the LDP been losing support from voters? Why are people so unhappy with them?
There are many reasons. The main one is that prices of food is rising all the time, and the salaries are just stagnating. So that's the main major of concern for the population. But also immigration is also a major factor. And we can see in Japan a return of populists who says, enough is enough, Japan first.
Can you talk a bit more about immigration in Japan? I mean, from what I understand, there are very few immigrants, and I'm curious, what those immigrants are like. What countries do they come from? What kind of jobs they tend to have?
The thing is that Japan badly needs foreigners to come to work because demography is going down very, very quickly. So the need is there. But many Japanese people are afraid that there are too many foreigners coming, and often they accuse them of, committing crimes and so forth. So immigration is a major topic.
And where do people come from? Is it from other Asian countries, or kind of when we talk about immigrants, how different is their culture from Japanese culture?
Right, many of them comes from Korea, Taiwan, China, and some other from Sri Lanka. So there is still racism in parts of the population. Racism is year after year diminishing, but the racism is still there. But again, Japan needs foreigners to come.
Are there people in Japan who are fighting against that racism, or kind of how widespread would you say that it is in Japanese society?
It's not really widespread, but this is actually a factor which raises the stakes for this election. And so there is this Senseito party which is writing and saying that his main motto is, like in America today, is Japan first. But again, it's really a major problem for part of the population.
I am curious about the Senseito Party. As you said, it seems like they are taking inspiration from Donald Trump with the Japan First agenda. Is the far-right party in Japan sort of similar to far-right parties we see in the U.S. and Europe? Does it go beyond immigration? Are they upset about, I read, that they're also upset about wanting to kind of conserve traditional values in Japan as well?
The far-right has a long history in Japan. Before the war, that was a main factor of Japanese committing atrocities, for example, in China or in Korea. And after the war, of course, there was a long period of distractions, and Japan had to rebuild its economy and so forth. And after that, again, the far right was kind of resurrecting. So. But there is another factor also, which is detrimental to the NDP, is that the young people, they really fear that they are taken out of the society. They want a change in the society. So there is another person who is running for these elections, and his name is Yuichiro Tamaki. He's young, he's talking to the young people. Is center. So this is a kind of balancing the situation there in Japan.
And just briefly, I know it's always hard to make predictions, but how, what are you expecting from the results later today? How do you think this election is going to go?
It's difficult to say because it just started a few hours ago. But I think there are chances that the LDP is going to lose the majority again.
And what would that mean for Japan? What are the next couple of months going to look like for the country if that happens?
The thing is that, in Japan, when there are major crises coming, there is a kind of unity. For example, pretty much all the parties are for spending more money for defense. Japan is facing China and also North Korea. So on that topic, there is a kind of unity.
All right, well, we'll see how these elections shake out. Pierre-Antoine Donnet, thank you again so much for speaking with us. That's Pierre-Antoine Donnet, the editor-in-chief of the quarterly Asia magazine.